Outstanding.
Welcome again to another tutorial video. It's about Eldorado. Today, we go take a look at synth, not vocals. Alright, in this tutorial, we're going to show you one of the many ways how I really mix synth or mix it for this particular track. This session contains about 56 tracks and a couple groups. Anyways, um, before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification button, like this video if you like it. If you dislike it, you know what to do. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and also on Facebook. And also have a WhatsApp group. You can join it, ask the questions. We have a lot of interesting people there, you know, a community for everyone. So without further ado, have you ever have problem mixing your beats? Or maybe have problems getting them sounding like a pro? In this mixing course, I'll show you how you can get a rough, composed rhythm like this and getting them to sound like this, ready for mastering. Check it out today at eldoradoproduction.tk. Okay, now let me solo this. Wow, I forgot add track 57 to my synth group. Add. Okay, now me solo it up. Yeah, it's a part of it. So let me play this. All right, so being as how really get this um synth, this mood is basically start from another DAW where me get rid of some frequencies. I give it an underwater effect for those who don't know what I did. So first and foremost, inside the other DAW, I give this instrumental uh, underwater effect. So without all of these plugins on it, this is what it actually sounds like. All right. First and foremost, okay, seems like that has been automated. First and foremost, on the first synth, this RPGA to type stuff. Normally, when we import my template, template, this is what is already on it. So first, I use T-Rock's saturation X and put it on push pull. The solid state module and leave it pretty much as is, and then me use waves SSL bus compressor to do somewhat a hard compression and a long release, being as me not really want it really release same time or really fast enough when it does or if it compresses. And last but not least, for this particular track, I widen the mid frequencies, the low mids and the mid frequencies, and kind of mono up the high frequencies for this particular track. So I'm really emphasize, and this is just a Rebus. It's you can check it out. It's something that Andrew Sheps really use in most, if not all, his mixes. It's a technique where it's a parallel technique where kind of give the sound this cohesiveness sound um, in a parallel way. It pretty much really hard to explain, but um, hopefully we can do that in our separate video. Anyways, for the first arpeggiated sound, I use Creamer compressor and kind of deal with the transient in first. So that is it without it, and this is it with it. So basically bring up all of the frequencies there. Yeah, bring up all of the frequencies them and get it a little bit brighter, in which I never really like the analog sound on it, so I just turn it off. Uh what do I call it now? A medium type compression, that's 2 to 1 ratio. I'm not really compress it that hard. The release the decay time in which are the release time it's 100 millis 200 millisecond. As I said, I don't really want it really compression really let go of it as soon as the sound get really low below the threshold. So we keep a long release time on this particular sound for this particular track. Next, what I did, um, I filter out the lows and shelf the highs, like duck out some of the highs. As you can see, almost 5 dB, minus 5 dB, a gain reduction, and a very cut the sound almost up into the low mid frequencies. So this particular sound, me still keep trying to keep it dark as possible, but not as dark as possible, if you understand what I say. So me just don't want it bright overall, but want it really present, full, and have that impact of that sound. Because honestly, the sound never really sound like this. Me have to do some sound designing or sound shaping to really get the sound where I really need it to be. So me just polish it up now with a multi-band compressor, keeping the mid frequencies under control and slightly pulling up um, the high frequencies while slightly compressing it. So what I did, I used a multi-band compressor and use 2 band frequencies. So the range is about minus 3 dB, and I pushed it about a dB up with the range not really far from me. So it just slightly the trigger it. I was to bypass this EQ, it's getting a really bright and sizzle sound. Well, I don't really need that in this particular track, so that's why I duck it down and pull up what is there after. Alright, so we're not getting that sizzle sound where me they use with the EQ and thing. Um, Mute the sound, move over to the other one. Alright, so the mark here. Um, no, this is the other sound. Alright, because the gate is automated, that's why it's giving that sound. So if I was to make the gate inactive, this is how it would actually sound. But I'm going to show you why I had to use the gate. Anyways, um, first what I did on this is to use an EQ. Sorry about that. And you can see this massive boosting sound in which it looks crazy. Yeah. And I'm like a mad scientist when it comes on to mixing, when I really want to achieve a certain sound. I do some unorthodox stuff. Anyways, this is it without it. This is it with it. Alright, so for all who use FabFilter Pro Q3, the last update came with some really ridiculous things in which me use it to my fullest extent when it comes on to mixing. So mixing me more creative and more precise. This FabFilter Pro Q3 is very surgical. It's like you're the doctor and inside your mix you treat it the way you're supposed to treat it and do your surgical stuff. So this particular EQ, it's all it's in all my mixes. So what I did with this was I pulled up the frequency, um, the low mids frequency to be more precise, the lows and low the low mid frequency and high mid frequency or something like that. Anyways, low and mid frequency. Let's say that I pulled it up and added a little bit of compression to help control um, the dynamics of what I pulled up, trying to keep it under control still. However, we get a little bit more body in the sound what me pulled up. So without it, it sound like this. With it, it sound like this. So it become louder, but more fuller. Secondly, I use Imperial Labs Arosa. It's a um, de-stressor. It's modeled from their own de-stressor. So looking at this, it looks really crazy. I mean, come on, you don't normally see plugins like this unless it's from UAD. Anyways, what I did for this particular track with it, it sounds like this. Without it, so what I did, I push gain inside of the processor the compressor is inside of the compressor to trigger the threshold, and the attack it is really fast and somewhat fast, medium, slower attack, slower release, some slower release. Anyways, I do some heavy compression at 4:1 ratio. I added some saturation. I modified the attack time of the ratio, attack time of the compressor to be more precise, uh, to 2 milliseconds, in which I get a little bit more transient with a faster attack time. Um, a high pass filter of about 100 hertz. The mix knob is about is at the compression. All right. This is the mix knob. It's at 100%, and I didn't really do anything about the sidechain EQ of the compressor. I just leave it as is. So it's fully compressing the signal, in which I could use the mix knob in parallel, but for this particular sound, we did want to add some more grit to it and give it a little bit more body. So this is what I did. And last but not least, the gate. I had to add a gate to it. Because at the end of the sound, it was really, it was overlapping some sounds. So like when it finished out here, yeah, it was like that. So I didn't really dig that. So what I did was add a gate compressor. Yeah, so it cuts it off before the tail of the sound really reach out here. uh, Wonder if that's it. So let me play this in context. All right, that it is what it sounds like with all the sound. So I'll play with everything else. Yeah, that is what it really sounds like. It is not a finished mix, but basically I'm finished with all the instrumentals. So just the vocals leave with around 5 other persons on this instrumental. So I just vocals alone. So you can look our feed. It's a summer project and things. So I'm in March now, just getting it ready for the summer, in which I have some other EPs also ready. So you can look out for them. May upload the instrumental towards in each EP that I produce on this particular channel, but me have a next channel where me upload all musics where me produce to that particular channel. Is the same area of the production, but music is beside it. So go over there, subscribe to the channel, check out the music, and hit the bell notification button also, so you can get the updates when me upload my music. And don't forget to leave your comments. Yeah, whether good or bad comments, really see them. Yeah, so thanks for watching again. Thanks for tuning in. It's another video. Again, this particular video is how we really mix the synth on this particular track. Not saying that I don't mix, that it would work on other tracks, but you can really try it out, see what results you get in whatever DAW, because I've been getting some message and people be saying, why do you use Pro Tools and everybody else use like Studio One, Logic, and FL Studio. I use FL Studio. Me know more around Studio One, but honestly, Pro Tools is the first DAW was introduced to me for recording and mixing. So me learn it right through. So that is the only reason why I really use Pro Tools to really mix and record is what was introduced to me when me started out in production because I was a beat maker before me reaching really going out production. So me use FL Studio to build beats. So anyways, thanks for tuning in again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification button, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And don't forget to join our WhatsApp group also to meet other engineers that talks about music. So without further ado and the long chatting, peace out.